Lawsuit claiming his right to free expression was violated when a state trooper arrested him for brandishing the middle finger and swearing at him. It's time for Night Court. Let's talk about how solid the legal ground is that he's standing on with civil rights attorney Robert Patillo along with criminal defense and trial attorney Brian Claypool. Okay, Robert, what do you think? Is this a solid case or what?
No. You have a First Amendment right to freedom of speech, a First Amendment right to the freedom of expression, but that ends when it interferes with someone else's rights to quiet liberty and quiet contemplation. So when you are cursing, swearing, using obscene gestures, that goes beyond your freedom of expression, your freedom of speech, and now that crosses into something that can be regulated by law. So if you're thinking about this in a constitutional way, you can do what you want as long as it doesn't bother me. And once you start swearing and flipping people off, you're bothering someone else.
Oh, my goodness. I got to say, Brian, what do you think of that? Is that a valid argument or no?
Rich, happy holidays. Hey, I got to tell you, last time I checked, being disrespectful to a police officer is not a crime. Are you kidding me? There's two reasons why this lawsuit should be brought. Let's not forget, last time I checked, the Constitution requires probable cause for a police officer to pull you over. What did this guy do? He didn't break the law. He flipped off a police officer. That's not good. I don't like that. But an officer has to have legal probable cause to even pull him over. There's none here. Even if there was, then you got to look at what disorderly conduct is. It's intentionally creating a public annoyance or inconvenience. There's no public here. It's one-on-one, a conversation in a car. So the disorderly conduct charge gets thrown out. If I was this guy, I'd be suing for false arrest.
So, Robert, we've got the Foundation for Individual Rights and Expression, FIRE. Senior attorney Jay Diaz says, quote, "Police are charged with protecting the public, not their own bruised egos. It's obvious from the footage that the officer wasn't concerned about Greg's safety. He just wanted to punish him for mouthing off." Is this illegal punishment for mouthing off? Can't mouth off?
No, it's not illegal punishment. And look, we have to return to a point in our society where we have some level of respect for our fellow human beings, where we have the type of discourse where people are respectfully having conversations with each other. And the reason we have laws in place that prevent you from just walking down the street, yelling obscenities, flipping people off, etc., is because we want to have some sort of societal standards in the United States of America to comport with our traditional values. And in this case, this person clearly went above and beyond that to the point of criminality, which resulted in these charges against him, and hopefully he'll get off with a misdemeanor and a fine, but I don't think there's a basis for a lawsuit.
You know, Brian, what about the children? We're concerned. And what if they got to see this type of behavior? At what point does flipping off a cop become something that, you know, should not be a display in public that other people should be subjected to?
Rich, which is the best of both evils, right? I agree with you. The guy's wrong. He shouldn't flip off a police officer. Totally 100% categorically agree with that. But is this potentially an abuse of power then by a police officer to pull somebody over because they flipped off a police officer? I think the Constitution requires some type of legal reasoning to pull somebody over. That, to me, is the biggest issue. If you and I had a private argument, I flipped you off, and you swore at me, nobody's getting arrested. Why is this any different?
Yeah, I think the rule should also be just keep your mouth shut until the guy hands you the ticket. Fellas, thanks so much for joining us tonight. Brian Claypool, Robert Patillo.
You bet.
Always a good time chatting.